This episode is sponsored by football's ultimate survival game. Let's see who's the final one standing.
AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players will be linked with a transfer move to Arsenal.
Welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. The transfer window is fast coming to an end. Remember, at the end of this month, that's when it closes. 1st of September, actually, is the last day of the transfer window. So ins and outs really starting to hot up and expect it to get even busier over this week as we head towards the first game of the season. And once the season kicks off, you always find that teams start to realise that, listen, we're lacking in this area, or we could do with a player in that area, and then make quick moves to try and get players in before the end of the window. Listen, the best situation is you get your players in early, pre-season, they're ready, but then the other move is wait until near the end of the window, bargains appear, teams get desperate, all kind of different things come into play. So it's going to be an exciting next few weeks and hopefully exciting at Arsenal. Just before we get into the transfers, don't forget, final one standing. This is the last week for you to make your entry. Remember, you can win £500,000. It's free to enter. If you want more details, just click the link in the description. Terms and conditions apply, and you must be over 18 and reside in the UK. Remember, as I said, you've got to get your picks in before the first game of the season, which is on Friday. So make sure you get your picks in if you want to get involved.
You lot are always in the comments saying that we don't know ball. Well, now it's your chance to prove it. Could you predict the Premier League if we offered you £500,000 to do it? We've partnered with William Hill to bring you final one standing. The rules are simple. Pick a Premier League team every week. Win, you stay in. Lose or draw, you're out. But you can only pick each team once. It's free to play, and there's £500,000 up for grabs. That's right, £500,000. Perfect. You need to have a William Hill app to play, so scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description below to get involved. 18 plus, UK only. Please gamble responsibly. Terms and conditions apply, and full terms are in the link below. Let's see who's the final one standing.
Yesterday was the Community Shield, and the Community Shield, surprisingly, was won by Crystal Palace. They've done it again. 2 wins in a row for them at Wembley. They beat Man City in the FA Cup final. Now they've beaten Liverpool. Liverpool turned over. Goal for their new boy Ekitike, and also Verge looked decent as well in the game. But Liverpool looked a bit vulnerable at the back, didn't they? And Palace pulling back a couple goals, twice coming from behind. Ismaila Sarr, by the way, a very underrated player, you know what I mean? And another goal for him in that game. But, of course, Crystal Palace lifting the Community Shield. And, of course, there was one player that every Arsenal fan had their eye on during that game, and that was Eberechi Eze. He finished the game as a captain because Mark Gay came off. But when it came to lifting the trophy, he let Gay lift it on his own. He didn't. I'm sure Gay was sort of calling him over, and he just said, "Yeah, you lift it." Is that significant? Shouldn't read too much into that. He was asked by a fan as he was coming down from getting his medal, "Are you coming to Arsenal?" He didn't answer. He just sort of, had a little wry smile and walked off. People were losing it over that, saying, look, that's an indicator. It wasn't an indicator. That's what any player would do. You're not going to turn around and say, yeah, actually, I'm coming, or no, I'm not coming, right? But this one was quite significant, which was the chairman, Steve Parish. He was asked, will Eze be leaving Crystal Palace now that they won this Community Shield? And his comments, again, a bit like Oliver Glasner the other day, where he didn't rule it out. His comments were this, Steve Parish. He said, players come and go, these are his quotes. It's a life cycle. Hopefully they're still here. Hopefully. That's what I'd like, but we'll see. Not saying, no, he ain't going nowhere. Not saying he's definitely staying after winning such a prestigious trophy for Crystal Palace. He said, hopefully they'll still be there. We'll see. And as I said, players come and go. That's a big indicator for me. And I think he's talking about two players there, in Mark Gahey as well, because he's been linked with a move away. But it's an indicator that it is not certain that Eze is staying at Crystal Palace. And according to Football Transfers, they claim that financial terms have already been agreed between Arsenal and Crystal Palace, with a fee of £30 million up front and a deal worth £55 million in total. We're going to have to wait and see how this all pans out, but still, the rumours persist on Eze coming to Arsenal. Mikel Arteta said after Saturday's game in the Emirates Cup that they're still looking at options. Players are going to come in, players are going to go. The Eze thing is still live. It's still Eze daily, I'm afraid, people, right? Until something definitive happens on that. But Eze still heavily linked with a move to Arsenal today. Zinchenko heavily today linked with a move away to Fenerbahce. We know that Fulham have been one of those clubs interested. Quite a lot of clubs interested in Zinchenko. Quite significantly, he didn't feature at all in the Emirates Cup on Saturday. I was chatting about players who didn't feature and what, is that indicating. Fenerbahce's sporting director met with Andrea Berta over the weekend, and all the rumours are saying that Fenerbahce have made a financial offer, made an official offer, should I say, to Arsenal. Jose Mourinho wants him apparently to play in the midfield position, in number 6 position. Fulham, we know, have been interested, but Fenerbahce emerging as the favourites now to sign Zinchenko. So one to watch. Could there be any movements on that this week? And again, as I've sort of been saying, moves for Zinchenko, Fabio Vieira, those things are probably going to have an impact on what happens with any move for Eberechi Eze. Albert Sambi Lokonga, another player that I spoke about on yesterday's show, saying it was significant that he's not played a minute of any game in pre-season. He's trained, he's done all that, but he's not played at all. Hearing today that POAK over there in Greece have been linked with a move for Sambi Lokonga. They're interested in signing him. No details on whether it's a permanent or a loan move, but they're interested in signing him. Arsenal definitely trying to move Sambi Lokonga on. It hasn't worked for him. He's only got 1 year left on his contract as well. Arsenal would like to take what they could get right now because they know he could walk away for nothing. If he doesn't go, he's definitely going to be going out on loan. So one to watch there. This one also was interesting. Gazzetta IT, a publication over in Italy, claiming today that AC Milan would like to sign Jakub Kiwior. Now, AC Milan have just sold their centre-back, Malik Four, to Newcastle. He's on his way there, and they're seeking a replacement, and they are after the former Spezia man. Remember, he made his name, Jakub Kiwior, playing in Serie A. That's why there's so many clubs over in Serie A that are interested in signing him. The latest one, AC Milan. The sticking point for a lot of these clubs is Arsenal are seeking £30 million for Jakub Kiwior, which I think is the going rate. I think is very reasonable. But as you can see with transfers, right, especially this season, when they're coming to England, say Jakub Kiwior was being linked with a move to England, we'd probably be talking about 50 million. When it's going back out the other way to Europe, these teams are not looking to spend anything more than 25 million for players. You know what I mean? They don't want to pay those big, they don't have it to pay those big fees. And we're talking about a big club here, AC Milan. They've got money, but they don't want to be outlaying those big amount of money on players. But also looking for 30 million for Jakub Kiwior. Otherwise, they'll keep him. One to watch, AC Milan interested in Kiwior. And a lot of rumours flying around that William Saliba is signing a new contract extension at Arsenal. This will be great news for Arsenal if it's true. See a lot of rumours saying that, it's already been agreed and an announcement is imminent. That will be great news for Arsenal. He's played literally every minute of pre-season. He's looking so good at the moment. He's such an important player to Arsenal. So good. I think one of the best centre-backs in world football right now is William Saliba. And he's still young and still getting better. And it's very, very important to tie him down to a new deal, because if not, your Real Madrids and those sort of teams are going to come searching for him. So hopefully these rumours are true and we see a new contract for Saliba. There's still Saka to be tied down as well. They've already tied down Ethan Wanieri, Mars Lewis Skelly, players like that, Gabriel. So that's been, as well as all the players that have been coming in and players we're looking to go out, you've also got to tie down your very best players. And the rumours are that Saliba will be tied down. So those are the rumours for today. Remember, we're here every single day right up until the end of the transfer window. If there's any breaking news, we will bring it to you here first on AFTV. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.